for you? Like, if you only had like a week to prepare, like if you just got dropped in, like how would that go, like physically? I mean,
I think I would have blown my knee up, because it's not just you have to be good for 3.5 hours. He's kicking into the net, so you're kicking 200 balls the game day. So whenever I went and did my workout or whatever a year ago, it was like a week before training camp started, and I had been working out with my lady. My lady had been out there with me or whatever, playing music. We've been kicking, go shag the balls, come back. It was kind of a fun experience, actually. But those are, like he said, 25, 30 minutes. You kick like, okay, I'm kicking 25 good balls today. I mean, I'm going to warm up with like 10 to 15, so 40 balls max. And then whenever you get into training camp, it's like, okay, you got warm-up balls, you got drill balls, you got practice balls. It's like probably 50 to 60 balls you're hitting each day. Then when you get to a game, you got warm-ups. Then you got to hit the ball on the sideline and stay warm into the net, which is probably another 40 balls. Then you got in-game balls, and you got halftime. So you got to be able to kick like 100 balls at a time. And whenever I went and did that workout, we went through like a full, like, hey, if I was to go and join this team and it was to happen tomorrow, here's how many kicks I would have to do. And my knee was just like, no, we are not jumping back into this fucking thing. Literally on the plane ride home, my knee just blew up, and it was like, all right, well, can't do this, I guess. And now, granted, if I would have prepared for more than like 3 weeks going into that, would my knee that had been through 2 years of benders and a lot of things happening and terrible food and lack of exercise, would it have been able to? Probably. But just getting dropped into that moment, it's not only mentally like, oh, okay, we're back in this thing, which Gronk could have potentially had, by the way. And he did look like he was completely out of it this week because they were targeting him a lot more. He was getting into the game. He got hit a couple times, made some plays, and he made an insane catch that was out of bounds. So it feels like Gronk potentially had that where like, oh, we're in a game. Like, you got to get back into the head space of it as opposed to the body space. But for the kicker, your leg, it's got to be in. Hey, you got to be in shape here, bub. You're going to keep going. And if you aren't, you are going to suck. And that is exactly what happened. He had a nightmare there. That's a nightmare for Stephen Gostkowski. And then he got it fixed right away, which is good for him. I probably wouldn't have.
Well, and when you're kicking into the net during the game, is there any way to tell, like, oh, okay, that was a good ball?
No.
Like, you're just kind of booming it, right?
Oh, yeah. You're just like, oh, I think that was good. I missed the net one time. Almost killed a guy.
Well, you knew that one.
Good ball.
Yeah.
Good ball. Got up very quickly. Hit it. It actually scraped the top of the metal top thing, so it continued to spiral, but it took a little bit off. Landed on the other side by where the net was. A doctor was standing there. And I don't know if it hit him directly in the shoulder or the head or right behind him, and he kind of like got startled or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I just jogged onto the field, okay? Had to act like it didn't happen, but like 15 guys and fans saw it all happen. So when I jogged back, there was just an entire group that was like, did you miss the net? Oh, you missed the net.
Oh,
No.
It wasn't me.
No. I've never seen anybody else do it, by the way.
I saw Vinatieri punting the ball, actually, right before I went on there.
Vinny, I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt, dude.
If you could get rid of the kicking net and add something else, what would you add?
You just make the kicking net better. There's been adjustments to the kicking net, which has been a big deal to the kicking net. Because those original kicking nets were difficult. I ended up with my shit in the thing. I mean, it was just like, it was good, but it wasn't really. I mean, if you're really practicing to punt a ball, you're trying to punt that son of a bitch up. In the nets, at the beginning of the old nets creation, where you had to hit them straight out. So you're almost practicing like a bad punt just so you could stay warm, and then you go in. So then they created these new nets that came up over top. But if you swung through it all, your foot would get stuck in the thing. Now you're falling on the side. So it wasn't until like net 4.0 or 5.0 where it was like, this is a good net. Like, this is a good idea. So the idea and the concept was much better than the execution until like round 5, round 6 of said net. And then there was a time where I didn't even think about this. I should have, where you turn the net with the direction that you're punting. Oh. That's like next level. Did not do that in college at all. I was kicking in the same net every single time. Then I get to the Colts, and Vinatieri's like turning the son of a bitch around every quarter, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so smart.
Genius.
He's like, yeah, what do you... Yeah.
Well, why don't they make
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, like, that's so smart right there. I didn't even think of that.
If they made a medical tent with a simulator inside of it where you
Smart.
can then punt into the simulator and see where your ball is going, why don't they do that?
Yeah, and put the stadium in there and the wind. So
Yeah,
tell you
you can
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they got their surfaces.
Yeah.
Why can't I get a punch sim?
Seriously.
Smart.
Didn't you put a ball off a net into play one time?
No, it was the one I hit the doctor.
Doctor's down. We need a doctor.
It didn't go into play, but it did. There was quite a commotion. There was quite a commotion about, And what is that, like 55, 60 yards away or whatever. And that thing, by the way, it caught the thing because I hit it clean. I did find out that was a good ball because if that thing didn't hit the net, that's probably sailing maybe onto the field at the trajectory it was on.
If,
that would have been awesome, by the way. We get a penalty for that. Peyton Manning has to, he backed up 15, personal foul, just killed a ref. Maybe it's the TV ref that's over there with the red hat with the arms crossed. Boom, dead, 15-yarder.
Rejected.
Well, I would get cut. I would get absolutely cut if that happened. Peyton Manning would get that guy the fuck. You missed the net. Killed a guy.
With there being no fans in the stands right now, would there be a chance you purposely miss the net to see a ball go up?
Just to practice on the
Yeah,
side.
there's no fans. You're not hurting anyone up in the.
Start bashing it into the stands, maybe. Get your equipment manager, go, hey, need you to get up there. Maybe second level, to be honest. I don't know how we're feeling it here. Just hitting the ball in there, not a bad idea. I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Souvenirs for the couple hundred people that are in attendance.